How's it going, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back. I've wanted to do this one for a long time. I've wanted to rank the 10 favorite films from Sam Raimi, one of my favorite directors from when I was a kid, basically, late teens, early 20s. That whole time period is really when I got into his movies. But this is really kind of difficult to do, though. I know that please, I'd say don't take this personally, and please leave in the comments. Let me know how you'd rank these because I was originally going to do like 15 movies, and I decided just to do 10. And then I had the number 10 and 11. I kind of kept going back and forth and switching them, and I thought maybe I would do like an honorable mention. And finally, I decided to just kind of cheat here and have like a 10B and 10A. But I had to cheat off right off the start here. But that kind of shows what really how good his movies are, and how fun they are. A lot of them are some of them are horror movies, some of them are action movies, like comic book based movies. But this is fun to do. This is all for fun. Okay, so I'm gonna have the movie posters on my left. They're gonna be ranked, I guess, 10B to number one. Like I said, this is really kind of difficult to do. It's a lot of fun to do too. So we'll get this kicked off here. But at number, I guess, 10B, this one's from 2000. It's starring Cate Blanchett, and it's The Gift. So this one was on like DVD for years. I had it in my collection for years, and I think it may have had like a European release on Blu-ray, but so it's in North America it didn't have like an official Blu-ray or 4K release. So I was really excited to get this one, and it had been so long since I had seen it. But this one's obviously the cast is really great in this. It has Greg Kinnear, Keanu Reeves, Giovanni Ribisi, Gary Cole, Katie Holmes. Okay, so 10A. This one's from 1995, and I just love the cast in this movie. It has so many Oscar winners in it. But the movie is called The Quick and the Dead. So this one I'm not really a huge Western fan, but I am a huge Gene Hackman fan. Obviously, he passed away earlier this year, very sadly, like 94 years old, had a great career. But this one has such a great cast. Some of these people were actually won. I think they were Oscar winners at the time, or eventually would win Oscars. But has Sharon Stone, Russell Crowe, Leonardo DiCaprio. So much talent in this movie. It definitely has those shots that look like Sam Raimi shots, and kind of the classic scenes there. I don't really necessarily spoil it, but this is one I had not seen in a while too. I had it on DVD for a long time, so I just looked this up. It actually does have a 4K release. I don't know if there's any like special features on that. Let me know in the comments. It'd be nice if they had like maybe like a Sam Raimi audio commentary, maybe show some behind the scenes with Gene Hackman. Okay, so at number 9, this one might be kind of controversial. This one's from 2022, and it's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So just recently I watched I think it's 2016 film, Doctor Strange, and I forgot that he actually created the multiverse, basically, in that movie. I think a lot of people are kind of sick of that, the whole concept now, but it actually started on the original Doctor Strange. But I think this cast is really great. It's why I like this movie so much. It has so many, basically Marvel stars are in the movie. So this one's starring Benedict Cumberbatch as Elizabeth Olsen, also has Benedict Wong. He actually plays the character Wong, and he was in the first Doctor Strange, and his character was not very funny until like the end of the movie. He kind of loosened up a little bit, and I think he's so much fun. He's like a great sidekick. I think this one's a lot of fun because of the Marvel characters. It has Bruce Campbell that makes like a couple cameos in the movie. Obviously, that Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi are actually best friends from like childhood. Okay, so number 8, this one's Sam Raimi's Return to Horror from 2009, and talking about Drag Me to Hell. This one's a lot of fun. Has a really shocking ending. Really kind of scary. A lot of comedy in it too. But this one's starring Alison Lohman and Justin Long. But like I said, everything kind of banks on the ending here. And once you see that, it's like, wow, it's really shocking. Like I said, Sam Raimi, he doesn't sell out in this movie. That's why it's so great. But this one, there's a lot of scary stuff in it too. But Sam Raimi, it's a lot like kind of like Evil Dead, kind of like a lot of kind of scary and kind of eerie kind of stuff. But it's still a lot of fun too. All right, so number 7, this one's from 1998. This one's a really kind of frustrating story, but it's a really great story. But the movie's called A Simple Plan. This one I actually had on DVD for years. Actually, I think I got like a 4K release earlier in 2025. But it had been quite a while since I actually saw it last. But think it's a great story. It's just kind of really frustrating. Like I said, like the way it ends, especially. But it has the late Bill Paxton, Billy Bob Thornton, it has Bridget Fonda. I'm not actually going to give the fourth person's name because it would kind of give the story away. But this one's it's so great, but it's just such a frustrating kind of theme here. It actually says sometimes good people do evil things. All right, so at number 6, you'll see the movies get a little bit darker now, a little bit more eerie. This one's from 1990. The movie's called Dark Man. This one's a lot of fun here. It's starring Liam Neeson as Larry Drake, as Frances McDermott. She's actually married to Joel Coen from the Coen Brothers, and actually the Coen Brothers and Sam Raimi have known each other since sometime in like the early 80s because Joe Coen actually worked on the first Sam Raimi's first feature film. So he's known each other since then, and actually, Frances McDermott's actually she really loves Sam Raimi, and that's why she didn't really don't want to do the character in this movie, but she decided to do it because she really loves Sam. So this one's Liam Neeson. It's one of the stranger movies that he's actually starred in, but it's so great, and it's like really eerie, just like Sam Raimi likes to bring those eerie kind of comedy kind of stuff to it. Okay, so number 5, speaking of the Coen Brothers, this one's from 1981, released in the U.S. in 1983, and it's called The Evil Dead. This one's Sam Raimi's first feature film. It's actually a true horror film. Yeah. His other films had like comedy in them. This one has no comedy. And here it says it's actually horror action, but it's starring Bruce Campbell, his childhood friend. This was actually really people kind of noticed Bruce Campbell because of this movie. He unfortunately he wasn't like a star in the next Sam Raimi film. That's kind of what makes that movie not quite as enjoyable. But this one is actually Joe Coen actually was in. He actually worked in this film. I'm not sure exactly what he actually did. But he did some work in this film. Like I said, this is how Sam Raimi and Joe Coen actually met. So this one's so great. Like I said, if you want to see a true horror film, this one's one of the great ones. Okay, so number 4. I'm sure a lot of people would have like my number 5 and number 4 would be like their number 1, number 2, especially if you love like horror films. So this one's from 1987, and it's Evil Dead 2. So I've seen a lot of rankings that had Evil Dead 2 at number 1. So I totally get it. If you put that in your comments, I totally get it. It probably belongs there, especially if you're a big horror fan. I love horror too, but I love all kinds of different films. So, but this one, again, has Bruce Campbell. This one's actually listed as a horror comedy. So this is where the comedy came in, like more like the Three Stooges kind of slapstick kind of stuff. That's where you get in this movie. That's probably why people really love it. I like another one in the franchise a little bit more that starring Bruce Campbell. So you'll see that one later, but this one's great too, especially if you want to watch a really eerie kind of cabin kind of film. All right, so number 3, I'm a big Marvel fan. I really like what Sam Raimi did with this franchise. It's from 2002. I'm talking about Spider-Man. This one, I really like what Tobey Maguire did with this character. I like Kirsten Dunst. Has Willem Dafoe, J.K. Simmons, James Franco. This one, really kind of strange movie. If you ever saw like the original trailer to this movie, it was released like in 2001, and it was really kind of eerie. I don't know if this movie was actually supposed to get a 2001 release, but you can look it up on like YouTube, and it's kind of heartbreaking in some ways if you watch that. If you know what happened in 2001 in New York, that whole thing. Would say definitely check that out. But, I really like this though, and it's actually the third one in this franchise. I did not like what he did with that one, but the first 2 are really great. Okay, so number 2, this is actually the first one I saw in this franchise. It's from 1992. The movie's called Army of Darkness. This one's starring Bruce Campbell. It's actually part of the Evil Dead franchise. It's definitely a lot like Evil Dead 2. It has like the comedy from that movie. This one's so much fun. This is actually not the first time I actually saw Bruce Campbell. I actually saw the movie Crime Wave before this. That's the movie that Sam Raimi's for like his second feature. And actually, that's the one that's co-written by the Coen Brothers, and you'll actually see that one in the honorable mentions. But this one's a lot of fun though. That's why I like it so much. It's Embeth David. I actually saw the movie Schindler's List, and she's actually in that movie, and I forgot she actually was in that. She's actually from Lafayette, Indiana. I don't think she lived here for that long necessarily, but she has like a British accent in this movie. So I definitely have to mention Marcus Gilbert. He plays Lord Arthur. He's really great in this movie. I think he's a British actor. He definitely plays everything really straight, as where Bruce Campbell's doing all the comedy in the movie. All right, so number 1 from 2004, I have Spider-Man 2. This one's really great. It's Tobey Maguire, J.K. Simmons, Kirsten Dunst as Alfred Molina. He plays Doc Ock in the movie. So we all know like the like a subway scene in this movie makes it really memorable, really great. It's probably like top 10 favorite like comic book based movie scenes ever. You know, just like I said, really memorable as far as like, you know, basically showing the character, you know, who's behind the mask. Basically makes it really great, and kind of shows how people in like New York could definitely support people. You know, you're talking about like what happened in 2001. It kind of brings back that whole kind of element where the people in New York really kind of rallied behind Spider-Man. It's really great. Had to be number one on my list, but doesn't necessarily have to be number one on your list though. Okay, everybody, so really appreciate watching this video. Please, like I said, please leave your rankings in the comments. You can put like all the Evil Dead films, like 1, 2, and 3 if you want to. Like I said, there really are no wrong answers, except if you put like all these films, you know, tied for number one, that might be a wrong answer necessarily. At that point, there's no reason to really do like a ranking at that point. But please, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing that. Please put a thumbs up on this video. Everybody have a great one.